What if I told you cutting her off is nth punishment? You think it is you think going no contact will shatter her thought? The silence will echo through her chest and break her down, but her rest hard truth most women expect ithive, seen it they've. Even prepared for it, no contact might stop the noise a bit. It doesn't destroy the ego, it doesn't flip power. The dynamic, it doesn't make Harograd. You're here because you were a loyal you were. Leon, you gave her your trust, your time, your energy, and in shoe. Acted away, she didn't just leave you, she left you questioning your worth. That's not a wound, that's an awakening this. Video isn't about petty revenge, it's not about begging her back, it's about becoming the man whose alliance isn't just the absence of words but the presence of power. We're going deeper than no contact, we're rewiring your mind, rebuilding your frame, and awakening the force inside. You, if that makes her wish, she'll never let go. This is Stoic blessing, and today we show Yahoo to crush her ego without ever lifting a finger. If you're done bind-haunted by her memory, if you're ready, Tokarush, the ego that crushed you, hit that like buttons, turn on notifications, and comment below. I rise from rejection. Oh, let's go deeper. Number one burn, the one burn, the illusion. You're not grieving her, you're grieving the idea. Offer the fantasy, yo created the version off. What that only ever lived in your mind, woman who saw the right things, touched your soulmate, even promo said forever. That woman was a projection, a mask, built out of pure loyalty. Your hope or need Tobaluf Samion could finally see. You would never let go, but what did she actually do? Did she walk away without explanation? Did she breadcrumb you, play aim victim, run Toan author? Man, while you were still bleeding, that's not love, that's not loyalty. That's ego, and every time you replay old messages or cling Torius where she seemed different, feeding that illusion. You're keeping her elevated in a place she no longer deserves this. It's the first strike, crushing her ego. You must burn Theostal, because every time you replay fantasy, you give her power, you validate her, you keep her inflated in your mind, and if you keep seeing Hera Shrey as special as someone you lost, you into Stoic. Man sees things for wettery, not what he wishes they were. Oh, I've egged to let go of that image of being worshipping, that fantasy a cirque, and when you finally look at her without the filter of emotion, you'll see the floss who ignored the patterns you excuse. Third flags you repainted white, she was near, soulmate she wasn't, or a teacher in the lessons. Stop loving potential, stop romanticizing chaos, start respect injures. More than your attachment burnt illusion, and in the you'll find the truth. She didn't break your heart, she exposed where Yahoo had no boundaries. Tobcome unreachable bumber to become reackablon. Its contact is basic, it's the minimum any man can disappear. It's physically block her, mute her walk. Oh wait, that's not power, that's default. If y'all want to truly crush her ego, you need to go deeper, you need to become unreachable, not just to her fingers, but to her influence. That means no emotional leak. Snow Instagram stories posted for her, no quotes designed to sting, no subtle message begging her to notice the new yo, because here's the truth. If she knows you still care, she still controls you. If she can still trigger you with silency, a cryptic post, or her name showing up in your notification chaining, and a Stoic man does not play Talos. To become unreachable, you have to stop reacting and start mastering detachment. This isn't about acting cold. It's about being in control. You don't check her socials, you don't task. Mutual show she's doing, you don't let her live her entry in your thoughts. Your claim your inner fortress because of thoughts watches trying to breach, not your phone. At your house your piefmen understand this women who are you to tension. Hate, indifference, grave a reaction, even a negative one, but silence bared with zero emotionality. Aside that's torment, that's when throughout creep. And that's when the ego shatters not. When you disappear, but when you vanish from caring unreachable. The kiddo sent know what you're feeling, thinking, or planning, and that Mr. is magnetic. You become the unknown. Yub come the unknown question mark in her head keeps her awake, and when she can't predict, she starts to panic. She starts to wonder if she really had the impact. She thought that's when Thielen shifts. That's when you three master the void. Rise number 3 master the void. Most men fear the silence, they treat it like he waiting room, something to endure. She reaches out until she regrets. And so she returns, but that mindset it's weakness, disguised as patience, effiant, To flip the script, you don't. Service silence, you master it, you turn the void into your domain. A stoned. Run from emptiness. He owns ethers, the secret the void, is where a transformation begins. 8. In the tronet, in the arguments noten, the fake closure, it's in the silence where there's no distraction, no dopamino validation, that you meet your real self part of you that's still bleeding part. Of you that needs rebuilding Apache, never truly understood in thoughts where the power lies. Because while she's out trying to distract herself, chase attention, or pretend she's unfustodier. Going deep, you're stacking disciple, you're becoming sharper, colder, more focused, you're turning. Your temple, your battlefield, the man who sits comfortably with nothing. No. Validation, no affection, no noise, is the man hope Kamasavri. Mastering the void mans. You stop obsessing over when she noticed sinned. Start obsessing over what you're beckoning, it means you detach it. Just from her but from needing Gianto complete. You start to move differently, you speak less, you observe more. You build in silence so loudly that when the world finally sees you again, they have no idea how you became this version, and she will feel it not through a text, not through a post, but through a positive absence of your weakness, through the shift in energy when you're no longer searching for her in the silence, but testing that silence to evolve a number. 44. The mirror effect. You don't crush her ego by explaining yourself, you do. At V becoming a mere one she can't avoid, on that, reflects every choice she made back at her with brutal clarity. Most men read to gain closure, they write long messages pour their soul out trying to make her understand, but that's not power, that's surrender. That's you begging for validation, and that's exactly what fed your ego. You want to shake her world, saying a thing. Let the silence speak. Let the consequences echo. When you stop chasing yond, start reflecting. Her energy back, something shifts. She's forced to confront herself, the attention Shethrav gone. The drama she used to control you dead. And now, all that's left is that choices she made, and you're cold calculated. Absence staring her in theostis is the mirror effect. You stop reacting, and you start becoming. The consequence, not out of spite, but out of self-respect you. Give her nothing to, with nothing taught wist, nothing to blame. It's just her out decisions staring back at her and growing. Awareness that flossed a man watch changed Pakuza her, not for her, that's one. The self-doubt creeps in, that's when her confidence starts to fracture Bakuza. Deep down she expected you toe fold, toe beg to wait, and when you don't win, you evolve in total silence, detached from needing her to notice. That's when she feels it regret. Curiosity, insecurity, and the best part, you didn't force it or murder. It gave her nothing but her flexion, and that's what she can't. 5. Withdraw all validation handle. Number 5. Withdraw all validation. Ego feeds on attention. It serves off praise. Reactions, jealousy, sign that you still care. That's why even after she leaves, she might still. A random story view, adjust checking in text. Don't take the bait, this isn't affection, it's ego maintenance. She's not asking, do you still love me? She's asking, do I still have control? Here's where most men lose. They validate her even in silence, sippos thirst traps, hoping she'll see Seoveric slain. Why they're done? They throw subtle shade, thinking it'll sting beautifully. Move like that is proof that you want to crush hero, kill the supply. Withdraw validation, not with anger, with indifference. A stoic man understands how attention is currency. Every glance, every emotional reaction is payment, and she's already overdrawn. You'd know her closure, you'dn't. Oh, hear your glow up announcement. Your silence and success are self-sufficient. You didn't post a pro via point. You move like a man whose time is too valuable. 2 reminders. This is where her ego starts to starve, when she realizes your growth isn't to show, its reality. And she's not in the audience, you're not ringing to spark. Is Gelasio simply done handing out your energy like free samples? She wanted distance. Give her a vacuum of buying forgotten, and thaw deeper you go into that quiet power theme, or her ego fractures. Because what's worse than anger or relevance? When chassis is thatty, don't even care if she's watching. That's when it hits her chest, no longer center of your universe, not even a numb, you say out loud. 6. Transmute Thapan into power. Number 6. Transmute the pain into power this pain. You're a carrying. It's not a curse. It's raw material, and you've got woo. Choices let it rot you from thine side or melt it down and forge something unbreakable. A lot of men sit in the wreckage replaying the betrayal. Asking why me, but a Stoic docent asks why. He asks, but now you want to crush her ego. Turn the pain she caused in taith, catalyst for the man you wear mento, become the most dangerous manus. Theon who turns heartbreak into obsession out with Herbit, with self-mastery, Jimmyisness, focus solitude. You dive into her grind with a fire she lit. But shadow scent get thecret it. She gets the essence, and the man woe comes out the other side. He's colder, sharper, scare your best now, he doesn't love, out of need loves. Out of choice transmutation is about making her realize that she didn't break. She built you. Not because she'd to, but Bakozu refused to let pain win you took overy. Insult every levery silent treatment, and you used it to lift it heaver you moved. Smarter you caught distractions, and suddenly, decent, just triggerate what she did. Sharian directing ting you. This is deeper than glow up energy. This is lamental yubcum, a force of natureth kind of men she can't reach anymore, not because he leveled up, but because he leveled up to a plane where she no longer fits 7 become the man she can't. Replace number 7 become the mon. She can't replace, here's the brutal truth. Most breakups don't hit her right away. She walks out thinking they're better. Thinking you're just another namshel. Forget thinking she can replay so. Like changing outfits, that's where Omormov. Not with words, but with transformation you want to crush her ego become. The man she can't replace no matter who she tries to. Run to next that it doesn't mean flaunting money or chasing status just to get back at her. That's wake energy. This is about Beko Mingzel Center. So high value, so locked into her purpose that the energy you radiate, cumselical, you become the man Ham's respect. Without saying a word, one who doesn't flinch under pressure, the one who carries peace. Like you, a weapon and discipline like armor, think about it. How many men do know who don't fold under emotion? Whoa, don't chase after validation, we're addicted to attention. Or ego strokes very few, and that's your edge while she's cycling through guys who will love her the same. Recycled energy yub comes something different rear. Untouchable Thieves isn't about becoming so else. It's about becoming the man you always had the potential. To be without, or she wastes storm that pushed you into focus, Anno. When she skirls, when she hears your name, when she's your growth it hits her shit, and just lose a boyfriend she lost a sign a lifetime presence. What do you keep moving you? Don't glow, totent post cryptic shots trying to bathe her. You just live so fully, so freely thought, your absence becomes heavier thono, your presence ever was. Number 88 build. A new identity in shadow build, a new identity in shadow you don't even. Public you rebuild in the dark, quietly, relentlessly, without applause of thoughts. Where real transformation, Hamp's not on the timeline, but in the shadows, when no one's watching Anduv. Got nothing left too. If you want to crush her ego, stop training. To be seen and start becoming Psalm, worth me seeing. This is where Mosman fail. They want her to notice the want to feel Theragritin. Real time, so they post updates tree to signal the change beg for her tension, without realizing it, but that's not strength. That's still performing in performance. It's a weakness you don't need her to see. You improve, you need Tob comes so improved, so complete a litter thought, the next time she hears your nameite. Doesn't even sound like the man she'll lift his stoic builds in. Silence Bessie's not driven by revenge. He's driven by rebirth. You cut distractions, you build a new system, you become a disciplined in your sleep, your healthier focus, your vision, and you do it without needing praise. Because once your identity is rooted in who you are not woo, you're trying to impress you, become mean chickle. And here's the irony, when you stop trying to be seen, that's when they start noticing she's sensed. The shift not through your posts, but through your souls, through the way mutals talk. A boot you through the glow that only comes from solitude and evolution. She wouldn't recognize you, and that's the point. Doesn't just revenge. This is resurrection, Anne. She's not invited TTH, second chapter, number 9, letter 9. Let her watch from afar watch. From afar, you don't need to block her, don't need to hide. Let her watch from a distance. She can't cross, that's where the real sting is. You're not buying petty. You're being calculated. You've detached, you've become reachable, and now she gets to sit in toot side of your new life knowing shed a scent belong in it anymore. Understand this. People crave what they can no longer control when you were excessively. She took your presence for granted. But no, she has to witness what she walked away from, and that's where her ego begging to eat itself. Not because you said anything, not because you tried to jealous, but because you became man she thought. You never with Theon who doesn't need her validation thrive. The key is subtlety, you don't flaunt. You don't thirst trap, you don't direct. It's anything at her you don't move. In strength post that project you don't snat. The gym selfie screaming for hairy action, share your mindset, your PCR. Progress not to flex, but to let because know you're living. For your mission, another memory, she will see it, may not totemibe. Not next week, Butch, will scroll she will hear, she will wander, and whench does the silence will hit. Different not because you're a gone, but because she can see what you've a beacon. And she knows she's no longer part of that evolution. You don't chase, you don't reach out, you don't react, you stay steady in your lane while her ego unravels in their ear view. That's how you win, without saying, 10 forgive for power, not petty a single. Word number 10, forgive for power, not peace. Forgiveness is in weaknesses, not letting her off the hook. It's not pretending what she didn't cut deep. Forgiveness is the final flex. It's yousing. You no longer have his power to affect me in that, right? There is thateth blow to her ego, because nothing Shatterstone, who expected to be hated, more ethan. Being genuinely unbothered bothers, the truth you don't forgive her for her, yo forgive. So you can let go off waif anger, the questions, the cycles bows. If you keep holding on to resentment, you're still chained torrent. That's exactly what her ego wants for. You to stay stuck in that loop of bitterness, obsession, and pain. A stoic man chooses to forgive. Not because it sees, but because he refuses to. Let Nyan rant space in his mind without paying you. Don't forgive and then reach out. You didn't forgive and look for closure, you'll forgive and move quietless. Try and linear away. She expected a grudge, expected backlash. She expected you to hate her forever. But when you hit her with grace, when you show that you're a don not out off spite, but out of evolution, that's when she feels that's when their gray hits like a punch never saw coming. This is the full circle, the final frame. You're not bitter, you're better. And now, she's not only out of your life, she's out of your head. That's what true document looks like. That's what real healing is. You rise not for revenge, not for applause, but because you decided no one gets to break you out. Why she madit to the end. And that says, Samathinjir, not here Tau. You're not here Tauchus. You're here to rise, to rebuild Taubcom. This wasn't about her, it never really was it. It was about you. Remembering, wow. The heel you are when the noise fades and the masks fall, you thought. No contact, now you know better now. Yaukno becoming untouchable is the real move. Let her wonder, let her scroll leather drone in the silence. You command whiles plays games, you play chess. While she seeks validation, you seek meaning in. While she looks back, you look forward. This isn't about revenge. It's about her being that vulnerable. Again, it's about becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to be chosen, because he's already chosen himself. This is your own build. On silence, focus, and unshakable self-respect. Carry it with discipline, speak it with action, and never again. Let Nyon confuse excess with value. You're a net bitter, you're not broken, you're rearborn. If you felt that, if you're Redido, keep rising, hit that like button, subscribe to Stoic Blessing Turn. On notifications and comment below, rise with silence and power on remember. Don't lose you when she walked away, she left you when you never looked.